Ruth, you've got this beautiful sculpture garden. Can you tell me a bit about these pieces?
Of course. Welcome to the garden. This is one of my earlier bronzes. It's probably as close to a self-portrait as I might ever go. In fact, based on the idea of my grandmother, who raised 10 children during the Depression. It was tough.
That is
and
amazing.
she could still hum.
That's amazing.
And it was that, Emily's Bounty.
I love it. It's really playful and it certainly tells a story.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
awesome. And then we've got another beautiful piece over here.
Well, yes. This was actually one of the first bronzes that I did for myself. This is Willow Vessel. The idea of women as the holders of all things, the truth. If you come up here and actually look down into the center, you know, the pearls of wisdom are inside.
Awesome. So how did this sculpture garden come to be?
Well, my husband and I had bought this small piece of landlocked property, deciding that we could plant trees, but I always wanted a garden. And I was going to put a water feature out here, and my assistant at the time, who's now my daughter-in-law, said, "Okay, Ruth, but you are a sculptor." And she was right about that. You know, so this is actually a curious little piece. I've called it Eureka, this idea where you just have this moment of understanding how something works, and the coin dropping, maybe.
Beautiful. I love it. Part of the beauty of art is that it can be open to anyone's interpretation, but it's a privilege for me to hear yours first, perhaps.
Thank you.
We've got another one here.
Yes, I had messed around with the idea of eggs because I just love them as symbol, I love them as structure, I love them as form. So this was one of a series. It's a piece about how we embrace ideas and make them real.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Thank you.
This concept of building this garden, you dedicated a space to these temporary events, and it's gone on to live as its own thing.
This garden, I think, is sort of Mom and Dad's garden. They moved in with us summer of 2020, and they passed away both last fall. Okay. But it's perfect. We needed a place like this. What I love about this, really, is that it's the biggest outdoor living room ever. You know, which on one hand, we had hoped, like when I laid it out and I walked through the trees and I wanted it spiral, so you had a sense of this whole space that always drew you around and embraced you.
Awesome.
It actually worked.
Yeah, these eggs, obviously this is a completely different form, different medium.
This is laser cut steel. The idea of patterning and then capturing space from flat to dimensional.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm gone for that. I wanted a trio each made with the symbology of the monotheistic religion. So we have a Judaic, an Islamic, and a Christian. And in the end, I sort of resent the fact that I'm drawn to them. You know, religion just looks like it contains something. It's like prayer as an Olympic sport. I'm waiting for them. You know, is it about something or not?
Yeah.
Not for me to answer, only for me to wonder, I think, in that one. But yeah, here, I looked for large egg cups and I couldn't find any.
Ruth, I understand this is a family tree. Can you tell me a bit about it?
I can. When my parents turned 50, it was their 50th anniversary. And I said, I can make you a family tree. So I started with a flat paper pattern, and I've cut in the profiles. So built into all of this, we've got 2 grandparents and 4 children and their spouses and 9 grandchildren in this one piece.
Wow.
So you'll like this piece, I think. This was a tribute to artists. It's the author, the painter, it's the performer, and it is the musician. And of course, it's Dali's soft, flabby clock. You know, it's all about the sort of time factor, because we are both the timekeepers and the responders to all the problems of our time. And I've always loved limericks because they're so sassy.
They let ideas grow to vex or subvert the sublime.
It doesn't aggravate you. Yeah.
Now, this one over here has caught my eye since we've been here. Can we have a look at this one?
Of course. This one, another human, genderless, because we're all messing with the halo of the world. And we are all unwitting characters in our own lives somehow, you know, which is better. I'm sure there's a reason that that's true.
Right.
But no, and I love bare feet.
Awesome. Well, Ruth, your garden is beautiful. The sculptures, the flow of it all, your explanations to your work were just a pleasure and a joy, and I think that I'm better for it. And it's just been an amazing pleasure to tour this with you and spend the afternoon with you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Enjoy the public ones. It's been a pleasure to share the private ones.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me here.